الحمد لله تعالى نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا إنه من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. ثم أما بعد. With this end of month of Dhul Hijjah, Muslims finishing a lunar year, and at the same time people finishing the Hajj. And as we mentioned before, there's a lot of lessons that we learn from the Hajj, from the school of Ibrahim sallallahu alayhi wasallam, our father Ibrahim sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And we mentioned a lot of them, and I ask everyone, I encourage everyone to read about Ibrahim sallallahu alayhi wasallam. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Inna Ibrahim kana ummah. Ibrahim used to be an ummah by himself, a nation by himself. And as I said before, that many of messengers of Allah, the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, came from him sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And he was Abu al-Anbiya, he was the father of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So it's very important to reflect in this month to learn about Ibrahim. And with the new year that's coming, subhanAllah, and in our life there's مواسم الخير, the seasons of goodness that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remind us over and over by having these stations to stop, to refill your tank of Iman, your heart with Iman, to be able to continue the journey in this life until we meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, and the new year is a new opportunity for us. And the most important thing is to set the destination right, to fix our mindset, where we're going, what we have to do. It's very important. We make a plan for the new year. Every one of us will make a plan for his education, for his career, for his marriage, and we need to make a plan for our deen too. So the dunya is taking us away from the goals that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala set for us, and we have to set for ourselves. And we just today inshallah reflect on a beautiful ayah that Allah mentioned in the Quran in Surah Al-Qasas after the story or in the middle of the story of Qarun. Qarun was a very rich man from Bani Israel, has a lot of money, to the limit that the money and the treasures he has, the keys, ما إن مفاتحه لتنوء بالعصبة أولي القوة, not the money or the gold, the keys for his saving and his treasures, the keys themselves are so heavy for people to carry them. This is how rich he was. And the ulama and the dua in his time, the people who calling for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, told him this beautiful advice. And we as Muslims should learn and try to practice inshallah in the new year. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَابْتَغِ فِي مَا آتَاكَ اللَّهُ الدَّارَ الْآخِرَةَ وَلَا تَنْسَ نَصِيبَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا وَأَحْسِن كَمَا أَحْسَنَ اللَّهُ إِليك وَلَا تَبْغِ الْفَسَادَ فِي الْأَرْضِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ الْمُفْسِدِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, and seek through what you do in this dunya, any act you do, your focus, your main goal, your niyyah is الدار الآخرة, the hereafter, يوم القيامة, الجنة. In the same time, ولا تنسى نصيبك من الدنيا, and don't forget your share of this life, of this world. Meaning, have good time, enjoy, make money, marry, have children, and so on. وأحسن كما أحسن الله إليك. And do good the same way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did good for you. And then ولا تبغي الفساد في الأرض, and don't corrupt in this land or on the earth, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't like the corruptors. It's a beautiful ayah. Beautiful ayah. And I'm blaming myself. I'm advising myself before I advise you. Hassan al-Basri has a beautiful statement. And I want everyone to memorize this. So the ayah and the statement of Hassan al-Basri. قال رحمه الله نزل القرآن ليعمل به فانشغلوا بتلاوته واعتبروا التلاوة العمل. نزل القرآن ليعمل به فعملوا بتلاوته. The Quran was revealed for us to do it, to do actions, to implement what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us. We got busy and we make our amal, our action, just to recite the Quran. We stop there with the recitation of the Quran. And we all know that in Ramadan, how many khatma you make, and you know, I'm not saying we should not recite the Quran. We should recite the Quran. We should memorize the Quran. But we have to go to the next level after the Quran. And this Hassan al-Basri was, you know, he was from Tabi'een, like the second generation after the companion radiallahu anhu. So he was not too far from them. And he said this, نزل القرآن ليعمل به فعملوا بتلاوته. And they make all the amal just to recite the Quran. And you see, subhanAllah, many of us in these days, people want to memorize the Quran, and then you go and want to learn the Qur'at, and you see how makharij al-huruf, how he pronounced the letters, and you know how to bring the sheen and the kaf and ra, and our main focus became on recitation of the Quran, which is good. It's very important, mashallah. But al-amal, actions, how we make the Quran, as Ummina Aisha when she asked about Rasulullah sallam, when she said كان خلقه القرآن, his manners with the Quran, his action with the Quran. He was a true implementation of the Quran. The Quran is writing, book, letters, and words, and sentences. But who will bring them into action? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And this is what we should do. The ummah need the ilm, and the ummah need the amal, and ummah need ikhlas. We need knowledge, actions, and sincerity. Without the three, we will not be able to change our conditions. So the ilm is very important, very, very important. But if we stop on the ilm level and we don't implement what we know, then the ilm has no value. Imagine if you read any book about fixing anything, and you know, you go to Home Depot, they have these nice books, how to, and you went how to build, you know, how to do your basement, how to paint, how to make the carpet, and you know how, but you don't do, what will happen? Has no value. You wasted your time. And the beauty about the Sahaba, every one of the Sahaba, when you collect all of them as ummah, you will see each one of them was an actual implementation of even maybe all the Quran, or some of the ayat of the Quran, some of the hadith of the Quran, and so on. So, and we have, for example, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu. We have a lot of Sahaba that narrated many ahadith about Rasulullah. But we all know that Abu Bakr as-Siddiq was a close friend to Rasulullah. How many ahadith you think Abu Bakr narrated? He was very close to Rasulullah, every day with him. If he just, Abu Bakr, was to say what happened every day without Rasulullah telling him, he didn't hear anything from Rasulullah, just saying, writing his daily diary about what Rasulullah did every day, he will fill books. Abu Bakr narrated almost like 25 hadith only. Between 20 to 30 hadith only. But if you want to be a good Muslim, what you do? Copy Abu Bakr. Because Abu Bakr was busy implementing, and we have many hadith. Rasulullah was sitting with the Sahaba, saying, who donated today? Abu Bakr said, me. Who fasted today? Abu Bakr said, me. Who visited a sick person? Abu Bakr said, me, and so on. So Abu Bakr was implementing the verses of the Quran all the time. And this is what we need to do. And this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showing us in this ayah. وَابْتَغِ فِي مَا آتَاكَ اللَّهُ الدَّارَ الْآخِرَةَ. When you do any work, you have to do it. It's not only to know about it, but your focus on al-akhirah, on Yawm al-Qiyamah, in Jannah. But also at a balance, لا تنسى نصيبك من الدنيا. Don't forget the dunya. Enjoy. Have good time. What happened with us, that we reverse the ayah. That we make our focus in this dunya, and we remember a little bit the akhirah. And this is why the balance, we are out of balance. Because the akhirah should be our main focus. Why? Because just think about it. When you travel and you stay for a hotel for 2 nights or 3 nights, what you want to keep with you, food or luggage or clothes or whatever. But then your home, where you live, you have everything in your house. The Jannah is your true house. The Jannah is your true house. Whatever you have and saved for Jannah, this is what you will have in this house. And the dunya is the 2 nights that you booked, or Allah booked for you in this dunya, that you live for 2 nights, which is 50 years, 100 years. Said Nuh alayhi salatu 900 and more than 950 years. He lived with his people. And then when he went, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Nuh disappeared, met. He passed away, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So, whatever years you live in this earth, you will leave it. So this is not your true home. And this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in this ayah. Make your focus on akhirah. Make your focus on Jannah. But in the same time, have the balance with dunya. And then, وأحسن كما أحسن الله إليك. And do good as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did good to you. Not some people say, we learn from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we try to be like Allah. Allah said, Ahsan, do good, the same way Allah did good to us, so we copy Allah. Astaghfirullah al-Azim. We cannot imitate Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't follow what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us. Allah is يأمرنا. Allah is commanding us. So to do ihsan, not to be like Allah, because it is impossible to be like Allah. But you will follow the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're responding to the amr, to the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَأَحْسِن كَمَا أَحْسَنَ اللَّهُ إِلَيْكَ. To your limits. When you do ihsan, if you have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you money, you give money back. If Allah give you knowledge, you give knowledge back. If Allah give you strength, you give strength. You help people. If Allah give you extra time, you give people more time. And this is what the concept of volunteering, at-tatawwa, to volunteer and to help people and to donate. All these come from the Quran. That you help, that we work together, that as a community, we work together, we help each other. We are not individual islands. The Western philosophy became so materialistic and so selfish. It's only me, I. This island, every one of us became I, But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala built the human life based on a family. ذكر وأنثى, male and female. These couples will have children and they live together. And they have to take care of their children until they grow up. And when you are older, your children will take care of you. And this is normal. This is how this is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala built and created this universe. Muslims who don't have seen your house, I'm sorry, this idea is not good. Your parent lives with you because you, when you were young, lived with your parent. It is not a business, you give, you take. No. I follow the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take care of my children, and my children take fulfill the command of Allah and take care of me. This is life. أحسن كما أحسن الله إليك. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you something, you have to give it back. Not to benefit, but to help each other. So the concept of al-ihsan, the concept of action and do it together, it's very important, especially with the new year. Have a plan, what you can do to serve the Muslim community. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه غفور رحيم. الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى واشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له واشهد ان محمدا عبده ورسوله ثم اما بعد. We all know the needs of the Muslim community. I'm not saying in the whole world, just in Oakville. You know, I have small dream. I'm not dreaming big. I don't know how many Muslims in Oakville, maybe 10,000 or less. So it's Muslims in Canada, in Oakville, Mississauga, we were elected. So, you know, together, what we can do to help each other. When we leave our back homes and we come these front homes, we become one family. You don't have your cousins, your extended family members, but now we are a family. As Muslim community, within this masjid, we are one family and we have to work this way. We have to think this way. Otherwise, each one of us will lose. We will become losers if we don't work together. If we don't believe that we are a true family. That if you have extra money, help others. And this is why the concept of waqf, that the people will take some money of their wealth, وَيُوقِفُونَهَا, and they will assign this amount, this share of their money, to serve the community, to serve others who are in need. And the problem with this, that if we don't do this, it's like we are in a hole. And we cannot get out of the hole without climbing on each other. So the first man will stand, and the second one will climb on his shoulder, stand on his shoulder, until we make a human ladder, and then we go out. But some people have to sacrifice. Some people have to give more. Maybe they will not come out of the hole. But who cares? Because what? Your focus not on the hole, you focus on, not on the dunya, you focus on akhirah, on Jannah. How many Sahaba died for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for us to become Muslims? How many paid a lot of money and they give their wealth away? You remember Suhaib al-Rumi? He was very rich in Mecca and he wanted to migrate from Mecca to Al-Madinah. And the only condition to release him, leave your money back. What he chose? Akhirah or dunya? For what? For you to become Muslim. If no sacrifice, no fruit. If you don't work hard, no success. But not as individuals, because we cannot win as individuals. We have to win as structure, as group, as community. Where the center of the community is the masjid, everybody come to the masjid, everybody link to the masjid, everybody work with the masjid, and then as community, we all like, you know, the planets that go around the sun, around the nur. Allahu nur samawati wal ard. Allah is the light and the source of light. And then the following ayah said, fi buyut. And where is the light of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Huh? Where you learn about the light? Where you get the light? In the masjid of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is how we connect. The other example I gave last time about, you know, how many of us saw big trees, huge trees. This big tree came from what? A small seed. And we would dig, where we put the seed? We put it on top of the soil or underneath. We dig deep, we put the seed, and then we cover it, we water the seed. The seed will never see the light. But the seed, from the seed will come your children, will come, will grow, will make big branches and fruit and leaves. They will see the light. They will feel the wind, but you will not. But who cares? In Istanbul, they have a beautiful masjid called Masjid Sultan Ayyub. Sultan Ayyub is Abu Ayyub al-Ansari, the Sahabi, one of the companions of the Prophet, and one who he lived for a long time. And when he heard the hadith, the Prophet said that the best army and the best Amir, the one who opened Constantinople that time, and then they changed the name to Istanbul. So Abu Ayyub al-Ansari, every time there is an army, he goes there. Every time there's an army, he goes there. And it didn't work for him. And he was sick and about to die. So his wasiyah, he wrote in his will, that bury me under the walls of Constantinople. Bury me under the wall of Istanbul. So after many years, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opened the city for us, they found his graveyard. So they built a masjid, and they call it Sultan Ayyub, out of respect. So he's Sultan, he's not less than any of the sultans of the Ottoman Khilafah. They said Sultan Ayyub. Inshallah, when you have time to go there and see, in front of the masjid, huge tree, the diameter maybe 2-3 meters. And subhanAllah, the moment I saw the tree, it clicked in my mind. Abu Ayyub al-Ansari, he was a seed for this fath. He was a seed for this victory. He did not see the victory, but he planted the seed. He said, bury me here, so my children, my grandchildren will remember that I'm here, and they will come to continue my mission. The same way, the guy, I don't know who planted the seed for this big tree, he did not see the size of the tree. But we see it. We see it. So we have to start. You know, there's a building. You know what, we have this is 485 Morden Road. This next building, the following one for sale, for $11.5 million. If we as a community able to buy this building and make it a waqf, and this waqf will support the masjid and maybe the needy of the community. One of the finance people or who work in the economy or have the financial background, maybe the $11.5 million can give us or provide us with maybe $500,000 a year, $1 million a year, maybe. And this money will protect, will cover the cost of the masjid. If we have any problem, we will take from the waqf. But how we can work together? And the moment we start to say, can we do it together? If we have, 10,000 families or 1,000 families, each one will pay. So, but then what will happen? We will fight. Who will manage it? And who will work there? And we'll take all internal fight between us because what? Our focus on the dunya or the akhirah. But if we, as a community, able to secure a building like this, it's an indication of success. It's a fruit that proves that we are Muslims and we practice our deen. And this is how we do it. If we don't start today, if we don't do this today, we delay the victory for another year. And then the more we wait, it will become $15 million. We wait $20 million. And then we wait. We have to start somewhere. We have to have this concept of waqf. That and I said last time, if you have money, if you have business, you can, start together. I'm not interested in this. I want you to do it. Group of people will come together who has financial background and investment background and sit together and build the portfolio and say what we can do to help the masjid and to help the Muslim community. But we will not wait until Salah ad-Din comes to tell us what to do. If we stay waiting for the Mahdi. I have good news for you. Mahdi will not come. He's too busy somewhere else. You will become the Mahdi. Every one of you become the Mahdi. And do it. And change the condition of the Ummah. Find a solution. I'm giving you one solution. If you have another solution, do it. But this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us. وَأحسن كَمَا أَحْسَنَ اللَّهُ إليك. Allah give you wealth, Allah give you health, Allah give you children. So the community, Muslims, waiting for you to respond and to help and to pay back, not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah ghani, Allah doesn't need anything subhanahu wa ta'ala, but you pay yourself, your children, your grandchildren, to secure them in the society. Let me end with this. We all seek some laws and regulation to protect from Islamophobia. Yeah, it may succeed, it may not, I don't know. But I know for sure, if we have economical power in any country, people will respect you. If you have power, you have power. If you have scientific power, knowledge power, money power, any kind of power, people will respect you without you talking. Without you talking, they will consider you because you are powerful. شوقي رحمة الله يقول بالعلم والمال يبني الناس ملكهم لم يبنى ملك على جهل وإقلال. By علم, knowledge and wealth, people build their kingdoms. There's no kingdom was built based on ignorance and poverty. So we have to do something. Start something, think about something, and do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring our heart together. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us one family and one community. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to enlighten our minds with knowledge, and enlighten our hearts with iman, and enlighten our bodies with actions and amal. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. اللهم ردنا والمسلمين إلى دينك ردا جميلا. اللهم املأ قلوبنا بحبك وحب من أحبك وحب كل عمل يقرب إلى حبك. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين في كل زمان وفي كل مكان يا رب العالمين. اغفر لآبائنا وأمهاتنا إلى أبينا آدم وأمنا حواء، واهد ذرياتنا إلى يوم الدين. اللهم ارفع عنا البلاء وارفع عنا الوباء. اشفي أنت الشافي، لا شفاء إلا شفاءك، شفاء لا يغادر سقما يا رب العالمين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. وقوموا إلى صلاتكم يرحمني ويرحمكم.